Hey everyone, and welcome back. You know how much we love to explore new ideas here, and today we're going to take a deep dive into something that's always fascinated humankind.
Predicting the future.
Yeah, exactly. And you know it's really cool.
What's that?
We're not talking about vague predictions or reading tea leaves or anything like that.
Right.
We're diving into the world of time series analysis and forecasting with the help of AI.
And specifically, GPT-4o.
Oh yeah, GPT-4.
Yeah.
Now this stuff might sound a little intimidating at first, all that data and analysis, but honestly, it's way more accessible than you think.
Much more.
So we're going to break it all down for you today and
Mm.
explore how this stuff actually works.
Sounds good.
And we're actually basing this deep dive on a LinkedIn learning course called Time Series Analysis and Forecasting with GPT-4o.
Great course.
Yeah, have you had a chance to check it out at all?
I have. It's really cool because they make it so easy to understand, even if you're not, a data scientist or anything.
Totally. Okay, so first things first, right? What exactly is time series data? Like when we talk about that, what are we talking about?
So time series data, it's basically a collection of data points that are collected over a period of time.
Okay.
So you can think of it like a trail of breadcrumbs, but instead of breadcrumbs, it's data points.
I like that, a trail of data breadcrumbs.
Exactly. And these breadcrumbs can tell us a story about how something is changing over time.
Okay, so what kind of things are we talking about here? Give us some examples.
Sure. So let's say you're a business owner, right? And you want to understand how your sales have been doing over the past year.
Hmm.
You would collect data on your sales every day or every week or every month.
Okay,
And that would give you a time series of data that you could then analyze.
makes sense.
Or maybe you're a website owner and you want to see how your website traffic has been trending.
Yeah.
You can track the number of visitors you get each day, and that would also be a time series.
Okay, so basically anything that's tracked over time could be considered time series data.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And once we have all this data, what do we actually DO with it?
That's where the fun begins. We can use this data to identify trends, see if there's any seasonality, maybe there's some recurring patterns.
Oh, like how ice cream sales go up in the summer?
Exactly, or how online shopping spikes during the holidays.
Makes sense.
And then we can use this information to forecast what might happen in the future.
So we're not just looking at the past, we're actually trying to predict what's coming next.
Right, and that's where GPT-4o comes in.
Okay, so tell us more about this GPT-4o thing. What makes it so special for this kind of analysis?
Well, GPT-4o is a really powerful AI model.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that makes it so cool is that it can understand and process human language.
Really?
Yeah. So instead of having to write complicated code or formulas to analyze the data,
Which I definitely wouldn't be able to do.
you can just talk to GPT-4o like you're talking to a person.
Whoa, no way. So I can just be like, hey, GPT-4o, tell me what my sales are going to look like next month.
Pretty much. It can understand those kinds of questions, and then it can use its knowledge of time series analysis to give you a prediction.
That is so cool. All right, so let's say we've got our time series data. We're ready to start making some predictions.
Okay.
What are some of the key things we need to keep in mind?
Well, one of the most important concepts is stationarity.
Stationarity, what is that?
Basically, it means that the statistical properties of the data stay pretty much the same over time.
Okay.
Like the mean and the variance don't change too much.
So like a stable, consistent pattern over time.
Yeah, you got it. And a lot of the forecasting models we use work best when the data is stationary.
So if our data isn't stationary, is that a problem?
It can be. Yeah.
So what do we do?
There are ways to transform the data to make it more stationary.
So we can actually manipulate the data to make it fit better for our models.
Exactly. And the course actually goes into detail about different transformation techniques you can use.
Cool. So once we've got our data all prepped and ready to go, what are some of the actual forecasting models that we can use?
Well, there are a lot of different models out there,
Okay.
but some of the most popular ones for time series analysis are ARIMA and ETS models.
Those sound pretty technical.
They can be, yeah, but the course does a great job of breaking them down
Okay.
and explaining how they work, so you don't need to be a math whiz to understand them.
I appreciate that.
And the really cool thing about using GPT-4o is that it can help you choose the right model for your specific data.
Oh, so it's like having an AI consultant to guide us through the process.
Exactly.
So we don't have to figure it all out on our own.
It takes a lot of the guesswork out of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are some of the practical applications of all this? Like, how can we actually use time series analysis and forecasting in our everyday lives?
Oh man, the possibilities are endless.
Seriously?
Like businesses can use it to forecast sales and manage inventory.
Okay.
Financial analysts can use it to predict stock prices. Even healthcare professionals can use it to track the spread of diseases and plan for future outbreaks.
Wow, so it's not just for like big companies or anything?
Nope. Anyone who works with data can benefit from it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the biggest takeaway for our listeners today?
I think the biggest takeaway is that predicting the future isn't just some magical thing anymore.
Right.
With the power of time series analysis and AI like GPT-4o,
Yeah.
we can actually start to understand the patterns in data
Mm-hmm.
and make informed predictions about what's coming next.
And that's a pretty powerful tool to have.
Absolutely.
So if you're interested in learning more about this stuff, I highly recommend checking out the LinkedIn Learning course that we mentioned.
Time series analysis and forecasting with GPT-4o.
Yes. It's a fantastic resource that can help you get started on your forecasting journey.
Totally.
So until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world of data.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the next big forecasting guru.
Maybe. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.
Bye.